Hi, and welcome to the Hill and Pond Social Security Disability blog. I'm Natalia Jofre. I'm the director for our Social Security section.
And I am Shelly Mark. I am the senior Social Security attorney.
So the last time we were talking about onset date, what that is, what its importance is when you're filing for Social Security disability benefits. And Shelly, you wanted to share some more about what that is and what affects it.
Yes, that's exactly right. Your onset date, like we discussed, is really the day that you're saying you became disabled due to your medical conditions and unable to work. In theory, this would be the day that you stopped working due to your medical conditions. There are a lot of different things that can affect adjusting that onset date.
Mm-hmm.
And this can happen at any time during your claim. One of the big issues that we see as attorneys is that someone may have became disabled and stopped working in 2013, but they had no insurance and they didn't start treatment until, let's say, 2014.
Right.
So when you're working with an attorney, you may have them come to you and say, look, I think we need to amend your onset date because you don't have any evidence to support your subjective complaints of pain or whatever it may be. And the reason that they're telling you that is because the judge's decision can't be based on how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's got to be based on whether it be MRIs in the file or evaluations from a psychiatrist. There has to be some piece of evidence in the file to support your personal allegation that you were disabled and unable to work. So while we may counsel you to change your onset date, it's not that we're saying that you weren't disabled when you stopped in 2013. It's just that we know that the judges will not be able to grant your claim until the evidence actually supports that.
So it's not just what you say, what you feel, what you allege, but more importantly, what you can prove.
That is exactly correct. Because really, your medical records are really the only proof, that we can use in a disability claim.
So if you didn't have any treatment or any evidence per se during a period of time when you were actually disabled, you should probably reconsider when you became not when you became disabled, but when you started your medical treatment, when you can prove that your disability began.
That's exactly right. And as attorneys, that's what we're here to help you with. We're here to. I always tell clients we want to package this claim as nice as we can so that when the judge looks at it, he doesn't give it a second guess. It's clear, this is supported by the evidence in the file, and this is clearly a person that's disabled.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nope, that's it. Did you have anything else regarding onset date?
There's another couple other situations to when we will usually amend onset date, and one is if you're receiving unemployment compensation. A lot of people start working on a certain date. They stop working on that date due to their disability, but they may be receiving unemployment compensation. We normally will proactively amend the date past any unemployment compensation so that the judges don't have to go back and forth on their own to figure out, well, they're saying that they're able and available to work and they're getting these benefits, but then they're also saying that they're disabled and that they're not able to work. So once again, in that situation, we just want to eliminate any situations where the judge is going to be questioning your claim, basically.
Yeah.
And in one other situation when we would want to amend is when you're going to be moving into a more favorable age group.
Oh.
So you may become disabled, again, let's say 2014, but let's say in 2015 you turned 55. So we may counsel you at that point that your claim becomes much more favorable once you reach that advanced age group that we talked about earlier.
Right.
And we may counsel you that you may lose 6 to 12 months of benefits, but that once again, when this goes before a judge, he or she is going to be able to see the claim and know right away that you were disabled.
Yeah, so it's in your best interest to have a much better shot at being approved and lose a handful of months worth of benefits versus going for that earlier date and then potentially not being approved at all.
Absolutely.
Right.
I think that this is like one of the benefits really of having an attorney really review the file and review the evidence and just make sure that the date that you're alleging you became disabled is, 1, supported by the evidence, 2, supported by the fact that you weren't working, and then 3, also supported by the age group that you're in.
Yeah.
It's really important.
Okay. So next time we're going to be talking a little bit more about unemployment benefits and disability and how that works together or doesn't. So if you'll join us next time. For now, if you have any questions, feel free to visit our website or call our office.